Hello and welcome to our Summer Messy Church online. I'm Rachel, the Children's and Youth Pastor at St Andrews and St Peter's. Welcome to my kitchen. We've got 3 separate videos for you with some different activities and a prayer time and some food to share together. So get comfy, and when you need to, just press pause. You can get all the things that you need together and then come back and join in with us. The first thing that we're going to be doing today is making a chocolate mug cake. So later on those ingredients will come up and you can join in with me at home. Well, it's the summer holidays, and one of the things that I enjoy doing is getting out and going for a nice walk. And that's the sort of thing that Jesus liked to do with his friends and followers. He would often tell them stories while they were out on a walk together. One day, there were so many people in the crowds that he actually got into a boat to tell them the stories. And he was teaching them about the kingdom of heaven. And he said that it was like a mustard seed. A mustard seed is one of the smallest seeds ever, but it grows into one of the biggest trees. So big, in fact, that animals and birds come and nest in its branches. And another thing he said was that the kingdom of heaven is like a woman who bakes some bread. She takes the yeast, and the yeast works all through the flour to make the dough. And there's so much of it that it makes it rise up. So even though there's not very much yeast, it works its way all through the flour into the dough so that she can make her bread. Well, I wonder what those stories meant. While we're thinking about it, let's make our mug cake. For this, you're going to need some ingredients. So have a look at this list and press pause when you're ready to, so you can go around and find the things that you're going to need. One of the things is a large mug, because we're going to bake this in a microwave. But if you haven't got a microwave oven, a normal oven will do. So just make sure that you put your ingredients in a tin and then pop it in the oven instead of the microwave. So press pause and find your ingredients. Okay, are you ready? So the first thing that you need is your mug. And into this I have got my dry ingredients first of all, and I've measured into here. I've got my self-raising flour, which has got a raising agent in it. If you don't have self-raising flour, you could use plain flour with some baking powder, just a teaspoon of baking powder and a pinch of salt instead. And we put that into the mug with the sugar, the caster sugar. If you haven't got caster sugar, granulated sugar would do, and the cocoa powder. And then I've got my wet ingredients, which are the 4 tablespoons of milk and the tablespoon of sunflower oil. And again, I didn't have any sunflower oil, but I've used some vegetable oil instead. And then you mix the ingredients together in your mug and add to that some chunks of chocolate. 3 or maybe 4 chunks of chocolate. I'm using milk chocolate, but you could use white chocolate if you wanted to. And once that's all mixed up, we're going to pop that into the microwave. My microwave is a 900 watt, and it's going to take about a minute, maybe an extra 10 seconds. I'm going to give that a really good mix up. You want to mix in all the flour really well, and then we're going to pop that in the oven. If you're putting it into an oven in a tin, you'll need to give it about 15 minutes, but in the microwave it's going to take about a minute and 10 seconds. And while that's cooking, let's think about the meanings of our stories that Jesus told with the mustard seed. First of all, with the mustard seed, it started off as one of the smallest seeds that grew into the biggest tree. And with the yeast, it starts off invisible, and yet it spreads through the whole dough. And that's like the self-raising flour in our cake. And it makes it rise and spreads throughout the whole batch. So knowing God and following Jesus is something that changes us on the inside. He changes our heart. Like the seed growing in the soil that can't be seen, and the yeast doing its job secretly and silently, working through the whole dough, the same is true of God's love inside us when we accept Jesus into our hearts. and live our lives loving Him, loving others. It changes us from the inside and it grows His kingdom. So I think our cake is ready. It looks really gooey and yummy. And it's a bit hot to eat at the moment, so I'm going to wait. I'm just going to give thanks. Let's say a prayer. Loving Jesus, we thank you for all that you provide for us. Thank you for good things to eat and things that we can share. Amen. Well, you might like to share your cake with somebody, or even if you like it, make one for a friend or someone in your family at home. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you'll get a chance to watch the next couple of videos as well. So take care, keep well, bye.